Do we have some viewers in? We have 0 viewers. No, that can't be, man. Oh, wait, we have 12. We have 12. No. I was wrong. We have 12 viewers.
Yeah.
12 people want to listen to these guys talk? God. You want to listen to Tori and Phil all day?
Damn, all day. Thought I was here for like 30 minutes.
No.
Nah, I'm joking.
Don't worry, Phil. I already auctioned you off for the podcast show with Tori.
You're in now, man. You can leave.
Can I get a percentage or some shit?
Yeah. You're already getting a percentage of it, dipshit.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, guys. Let's. Should we start with the interview part? Like, we have 15 people in. Yeah, we can start with the interview.
I don't care.
You should care, man. No, like, you guys had an amazing game yesterday, so I figured we should invite you to our podcast and see where you guys coming from, what your plans for the future are. Could you tell us, Vivi, could you tell us a little bit about your organization, what it stands for, what games you guys like?
So Gravity's kind of a smaller team right now. We've always my big thing about, Oregon is I've always been about family. So it's always been kind of like, you got to keep that tight knit. Like, I trust you as much as you should trust me, and I could put your faith in you as you put your faith in me. And so all these people that I'm recruiting and all that, they're all like trustworthy people that I make sure I, got the right personality, and they're all, dedicated enough to put that trust in me. And so currently we have a smaller COD sniping team, a small group of COD sweats for tournaments, a small singular player for Overwatch that has begun his recruitment.
All right.
We have around 8 or 9 editors, 2 GFX artists. We have our CS team, as you guys saw yesterday, and we have a few players for a console game called Destiny. And we've kind of tried to grow a lot around what we have. Expanding is kind of a slow process, but I'm not trying to get too much too fast, because that'll always start ruining things faster. So a lot of the big things is like taking like my CS team here, as you saw yesterday, and just trying to improve them as much as possible.
All right. So like the thing you said about keeping it a family, keeping it close, that's very important in a team, of course.
Absolutely.
But you also mentioned like 3 or 4 games you guys are into. What's the main game of all of those that you're really focusing on right now?
Right now, CS, I'm trying to get kind of their feet taken off. A big thing I want to do is by the end of this year, I want to make sure everything is self-sustained, where I don't have to be in the Discord every day, making sure everything's going. So I want to have them have a practice schedule. They know what tournaments they want to enter. They enter when they can. They got, decent funding behind them, and have that for every single one of my teams. But right now, I'm trying to get CS to get to that, self-sustaining point to where they could do all this. So that way I can back off. They can do their thing and support and represent Gravity as best as possible. And I can go in and help out the other games. Like right now, we're about to release a COD recruitment challenge, little tip, for trying to get that game to go self-sustaining, all the other games, and try to grow more around them.
All right. Got a quick question for any of the players that wants to answer it. What did you think about the game you guys played last night, like yesterday? Any of the players want to step in? Tori?
Well, the Overpass game was very good, but I played shit.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
3 maps.
yeah. You guys had a rough start, like in the first map, but the second map was crazy, man. It was our first overtime even. So yeah.
We didn't choose Cash, we choose Overpass, guys.
Whatever. Still a solid game. Come on.
Yeah, Cash was kind of expected. It was either going to be Mirage or Cash. I decided to ban out Mirage because we played them like we played on Mirage versus them on the finals, and we lost.
What's
pretty hard?
Yeah. And what's like? Do you favor Mirage over Cash or the other way around?
Apparently we kind of suck on both. So
The short amount of practice time, they've really only gotten 2 maps down to their top standards, and that's Overpass and Train. And Train's not even their best, but right now, Overpass is their top standard. And just like with our old rosters, that some of these guys to be on, Cash used to be the only map they played, so I thought Cash would be a better option for them, so I recommended it.
All right. And what were the reasons? Like, where did it start out? What were the reasons for starting out an organization like this?
So it all started, I met this editor in Destiny, and I made a little team. And we were, we didn't do anything. We were terrible. And then I was like, I'm bored with this game. Let's expand. Let's make this bigger. I mean, because I see all my friends joining these orgs and all that. I don't want to join an org. I want to make my own here. I want to, have my own family. So I reached out to this guy who's currently one of my longest members of the team and one of my admins, Neeks, and we started a COD team. And with COD, he was like, you should expand over to like other games like CSGO, League of Legends. I'm like, I think I can get CSGO on my computer, and I'll try making a team. And I, patched together a small roster of MG2s that all ended up leaving me after a month. Then I was like, then I kind of had a feel for how to like get this game recruiting and all that. And then I picked up some other guys, and it kind of formed into the roster that I have now.
All right, so you really put effort into it and kept going. Do you guys also have an academy, like a second team or something like that?
Nope, we have some subs, but that's about it.
And are you planning?
I plan on it. Our current Discord, out of everybody that's in there, not including a few select players, we have around 44 guys, and that's for every single game. And sadly enough, a majority of those are our editors, which I'm extremely proud of my editing team, because that's kind of what I based this whole thing off of. Editing was the first thing I really picked up, because who would say no to a group of talented editors? They say, oh, I'm in this team, we'll make you free edits, and you should join us. It's a lot easier than saying, oh, here, I'm starting this team, you should join because we have no one else.
Yeah, exactly. So you really, like, your editing team is really professional?
No, highly. A lot of them, one of them is a little teaser. They're getting ready to go through all of the recordings of the Scorpia things on Twitch and clip everything that my team did and put out a little frag movie.
Oh shit! I'm thrilled to see that one, man. And last question about the organization as a whole. What are the future goals, just in general?
I've always thought about like this. I'm the biggest dick in my org. I'm fully okay with that. I run people really hard. My thing is if something ever happens and Gravity does die, I want to make sure that all of these guys will go on to something much better than what this was. I want to make sure everyone gets to that higher point of themselves, to where if they go to these orgs and I come back to them and say, hey, I'm rebuilding Gravity, I want them without hesitation saying no. To be able to have that higher team and that better, I want them to deserve better and have better. That's really kind of what I've always wanted. But for the time being, my thing is I want to make sure everyone gets, good coaching, gets used to all this stuff, and make sure they're treated as a family and as a team and as a whole, more friendlier. Because like we've had some players with some bad reps with other orgs that they got kicked out of or they left or something like that, where they weren't treated that well. I think all that should be left behind, and I want them to get that better family treatment and be taken to that higher level with that.
All right, so more like having one big family, still focus on improving, getting better, getting a bigger org.
Pretty much.
All right. Then I don't know if any of the players feels like answering, but what are your strongest points? Like, if, for example, Tori, what are your strongest points? What is your part in the team?
Not his jokes. That's definitely not a strong point.
Anyone else feel like answering?
Phil should hop in here. He's the IGL. Come on. You're better than that.
Dude, I talk a lot. That's what I do.
Yeah, reason I recommended you for the podcast.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I used to be a fragger type, but now I'm supporting my teammates. I'm trying to keep, high spirits, trying to get everyone on point, talking a lot. That's really it. I'm not even focusing that much on fragging as much as talking during games.
You're trying to be a real leader, keep them together, and get that family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Out.
If I feel like going for a peak, I will at certain times. That's rarely gonna happen. But I want my players to perform. I don't need myself to perform. I don't need myself to be in that spotlight. I want them to be up there and do as best as possible.
All right. And how do you guys prepare for a game? Do you watch your matches back and see where you could improve, or do you have certain rituals to prepare for a game, or?
Yeah, I can tell you one of them now. We usually have the issue of, dude, we have 5 minutes, get on. We have that issue sometimes. But a big thing is the day before, we'll download as much demos from Faces as we can, and we have our player Hedge here. He goes through and watches all of them and takes all these notes. We try to figure out all these things we can do. We had the issue of we were gonna surprise TPG yesterday with we're gonna pick Nuke because they were gonna go practice Nuke, and we were gonna pick that and drop a big bomb because we've never played Nuke really, and so we were gonna see if we can catch them by surprise. But we had the issue of no one got on to practice your holds or your smokes or anything, or strats or anything like that. So we kind of had to go with what we had at that point. It's all about timing's just kind of rough when you're starting off like this. You're not really making much out of it on the outside. And so we're really trying hard. We're trying to kind of get that organized standpoint to where we can get, practice times in before games. Another thing I have them mainly do, I have them aim train a lot because you can see that Tori and Phil's, their spray controls gotten down. Hedge has all these FAMAS headshots that are really nice. He peeks corners really well. Herjo here always has really nice support plays when he's holding sights and all that and retakes. It's kind of just a thing of, I'll have them solo practice as well as team practice because I'd rather have a team of 5 mediocre players that play really well together than a team of 5 really good players that can't play together at all and are solo pushing sites and all that.
All right, yeah. It sounds like you guys are really dedicated, and if you are really trying to put a lot of time and effort into it. And to be honest, I'm really excited to see how you guys do and how you guys improve. And if you guys ever need anything, just let us know. I'm thrilled to see you guys in any of the next qualifiers, and maybe even up against 2 pictures. I want to see a rematch, to be honest.
We'll be here.
I think we'll definitely be playing 2 pictures again.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
We should be entering the next paid qualifier and the free one as well. We're trying to get in as many as possible, make that top 8, and get into those playoffs. Because that would be really nice for the rest of the org.
And still have, time to rest up, practice and shit.
Yeah, you guys need to learn how to sleep under pressure. You guys didn't sleep at all. Tori with the singular hour of sleep, Phil with the singular hour of sleep.
I did sleep 1 hour on 2 nights.
Yep.
You guys really did. You guys need to get some horse trank and just take that before you go to bed. You might be able to pass out that time.
I'll keep it in mind.
keep it with you.
Yeah.
They might fell asleep during the last game. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys said you guys were both half asleep and exhausted during match.
Oh yeah, my eyes were closing during the last game. I was like, "Fuck, dude." I'm holding an angle and I'm my left eye's closing a bit. I'm like, no, keep it up.
You need to get those clothespins and just pull that cartoon where you just flick them open.
Yeah,
do that.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Do you guys have anything to add, or do you want to shout anything out or something?
Oh, I do. All right, hold up.
Of course you.
As a whole
I
list,
gotta-
I need to shout out.
No, I swear to God.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Get your list, Hayden.
All right, hold on. Give me a hot minute, dude. This is important. Out of respect for everybody. All right. I want to shout out Hedge, Herjo, Phil, Nursey, Roper, Tori, Zalos, Bats, Drew Dude, Neek, Scrims, TD, Evan. Hold on. Still more.
Still more.
Hooven.g, Beast, Blitzer, Chacho, Cyclonic, Cytheres, Dravences, I and you, Fascinate, Fathead Gaming, Fortnite King, Frosty, Gak, Laffy, I'm Minded, JJ, Kion, Light, Luca, Memism, Neeks,
Okay.
Real Rage, Scrims, Sosa, TD, Wimble, ZW, Zoro, still more. Pulling up the second.
This
Oh,
might even be
dude,
taking longer than the match yesterday.
Yep, definitely longer than the cash game.
We're back.
Oh, we're
Herbiture,
back. Oh my
Ekra,
god, really?
X-Ray, Sham, Nublito,
Shit.
Dis, Obijack, Cytheres, back Iron, Anarchy, and last but not least, Bunchy.
Nice. Shout out to all you guys, man.
Yeah. I just literally just went through the whole
Shit.
Gravity roster.
I was expecting like Instagram and Twitter shout outs as well.
I mean, if you want, hold on, I got.
Oh,
like
Christ,
this,
dude.
Use code
Holy-
Gravity for 10% off Rogue Energy. It really helps. Also, follow us on Twitter at GravitationalGG and on Instagram at Gravity.Esports. For any extra things, DMs are always open, recruitment's always open, and you heard it here first.
I'll post all links to the social media in a second in chat.
Gotta get
There
that
we go.
revenue.
Gotta get it right.
Gotta get paid, dude.
Gotta get paid.
We're already that broke.
All right, guys. So that was it for the interview part, and there's going to take over for the news and updates. And I don't know how many of the Gravity roster will be here for the chill part of the podcast.